What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and we are back jumping into Warframe, and I've got something we can talk about today, and that's because I was just running a few missions, helping someone to unlock the sorties, and basically we were fighting into Lua and doing the puzzle rooms, but we encountered some Sentients, and I had someone ask me a couple questions about the Sentients, and to the best of my knowledge I tried to inform someone, but I'm under the impression that not too many people are really all that aware of kind of the sentient lore, and even though I'm not in, all that, engaged in the lore type stuff, and you guys know that, like, there's little things I throw out there from stuff I know, but I really am not down that alley. But there are a few things that, for whatever reason, people seem to have missed in the whole lore type thing, and I understand why, because it was at TennoCon and a lot of people didn't see the panel, or they just maybe didn't realize what was going on at the time. But we're going to talk about a few of those things. This has to do especially with the Sentients, and I'm going to speculate a little bit and talk a little bit about the Eidolons as well, because that's going to be a really big deal here in short term. But like always, I always want to point out what I'm running for this little video. And right here is my Excalibur with the Nemesis skin. I'm running the Tigress, the Seer, which is down there, which I don't really use all that much, but I gotta level it up anyways. And the Redeemer, because Redeemer's so freaking awesome. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna run a quick mission and see if I can get everything said and done by the time this mission is up. So. First off, let's just jump into a little bit of the real origins of the Sentients, which we don't know exactly. And in my opinion, is the lore that we've been given is kind of falsified, and not by not on accident, but I think because it was there's a little bit more to it than that. So what we've heard is through a codex, I forgot which codex, but through a codex we found out that a crewman has, or some sort of corpus, scientist, has taken credit for the design of the Sentients, and he basically went to the Orokin and told them that this sentient is able to enter the void and move to the Tau system in order to further the Orokin reign, their reach. They wanted to rule as much of the universe as they possibly could, but unfortunately the Orokin could not travel through the void. It is just toxic. You just can't. So therefore this scientist, or this corpus person, decided, or supposedly designed, this sentient that could enter the void, and I'm assuming they sent this into the void to research or learn or explore or something, in order to allow the Orokin to eventually travel either into the void, or be able to bypass the void somehow and explore other systems, make it to the Tau system, maybe even rule other solar systems, whatever. So they ended up sending the Sentients, or a Sentient, I'm not too sure, out into the void, and I'm not too sure what happened from there, because I don't think we know, unless there's lore that I haven't ever encountered. But that's that. So one of the biggest things that people are having trouble understanding is like, number one, what are the Sentients? And like I said, supposedly they are a machine that, as you see in gameplay, they are able to build up resistances and learn and adapt to their environment, whether it be damage types, which you've seen if you have fought a sentient that they can adapt to the damage you're doing and eventually resist it, which is a big deal, which makes them probably the most difficult enemies in the game at the moment, the most difficult faction to fight, which is a big deal because I theorize that we are going to see a lot more of them. I'm going to elaborate in a minute, and I'm going to say that I personally do not believe that the Corpus actually did design the Sentients. I believe that this scientist may have been scared for his life and decided, or found, or whatever, this sentient, and decided to take credit for what he learned about this sentient, what this machine was capable of doing, went you know, in front of the Orokin and claimed this to be his design. It may have been his design, but if it is, it's gotten way incredibly out of hand, and I will talk to you about that here in just a few moments. So, but we know that the Sentients went into the void. They went and they are doing their thing, and you know, we don't know too much other than Hun Hao is our absolute enemy. Lotus, of course, is a former sentient, and Will knows where that path's going. But she is protecting us, and I guess she's got a soft spot for the Tenno now. I don't know, but now the Eidolons, which are sentients, they're ancient sentient. You know, although all sentients are probably pretty ancient. I don't know. But these Eidolons that are coming with Planes of Eidolon will be waking up. Even Hun Hao said in, I believe, the second dream, that Lotus, maybe it's in Ta's quest, I don't know, but Lotus, I'm not the only sentient that's waking up. The others are waking up, and they basically, you know, they're not happy. They're coming for blood. They're pissed about what the old war, you know, the old war between the Orc. I'm pretty sure the old war was between maybe the human race. I don't know, but the Orcan and the Sentients or whatever. Anyways, I don't know if we know that much about the old war. I don't personally, but I'm curious if you know anything about the old war. Let me know. I probably could try and do some research, but I don't think there's much on it. So, anyways. They are coming back. They want us, the Tenno at least, and the Orokin definitely dead, just dead. And the Sentients, from what I believe, the Sentients are not just stopping at, oh, we want revenge for I don't know what. I mean, the Sentients, they just sent off into, you know, the void, into the whatever, and not really to be heard from again, other than, you know, whatever they learned and developed while they were in the void to start to become a problem for the Orokin. I don't know. But the thing is, they're waking up, and they are going to... Now, I think the Eidolons, personally, I think the Eidolons, because the Sentients are from what I've heard, the Sentients are like a hive mind type, in a hive mind type state, where they share like everything. Like they have their own individual beings, like the Geth or the Borg. Sorry, I had a girlfriend that was really into the Borg and Star Trek for portion. I don't know, whatever. I don't know much about it other than, you know, they're a hive mind type mentality type species. But even though they were each individuals, they all shared like a consciousness slash state of mind where they all knew everything about each other, and you know, the information was shared, you know, through like just I don't know, like this consciousness that they all shared. I don't know. There's some other species or something from another show that I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is, but same idea. But anyways, these sentients are capable of doing that. So Hun Hao, that's one reason why Hun Hao was able to figure out the whole Lotus situation and come after us. And we know that these Eidolons are going to share some kind of conscious state with Hunhao. Maybe even Lotus. We don't really know. Lotus has kind of blocked all that off and done whatever to exist with us, but it is, I don't know, it's a little bit, you know, a little bit strange, but I don't know. I think Lotus is on our side. She just has a lot of secrets. But anyways, the Eidolons are here to destroy the universe, in my opinion. They're here to take over everything. And the reason why I say that is because in the art panel of TennoCon, and when I will bring up a couple pictures, they showed this sentient ship. Now, the Sentients are a sentient ship is a physical sentient. It has this shared consciousness, all that stuff. Same way the little Battlelists are a shared conscience of giant Hunhao, and shared consciousness of probably the Eidolons or whatever, because they're sentient. They are aware of each other. They have awareness of like that. But they in the art panel, this ship is capable of, and there's a close-up picture. This ship is capable of the middle section is capable of enveloping like full ships, like giant ships, or even maybe even planets. He sounded like the artist that was kind of there's a concept that he's following, a state of thought that they're following in order to create sentience, and their idea is that these sentients will just harvest and adapt and take everything to just grow and expand and become bigger and stronger and just a force to be reckoned with, like, you know, stronger and stronger and stronger. So this means that these Eidolons are their idea is universal domination, just to take over anything and everything. And by doing so, obviously there's no place for us in the world, or the Orokin, obviously, but they just want to take over. Which leads to should I get into another mission? I'll probably get into another really quick mission. But that leads into the fact that the Eidolons, they mentioned that this Eidolon that's coming with the Plains of Eidolon is going to wake up, and it's searching for its arm. You see that it has like a tree trunk, giant organic arm that it's grabbed, because obviously the Sentients are scavengers. It's going to pick it up and replace the parts it's missing or something, so that it has it, and then it might go on and swap it for something stronger or better or whatever. But that sentient is trying to get back to its original state, if not become something bigger and stronger. So that's that's something we need to worry about. Is there a basic exterminate and presentation? I may not even finish this, whatever. But yeah, so that sentient is trying to get his arm. He's trying to, and who knows, past that, if we don't stop these sentients, these Eidolons, from doing whatever their thing is, who's to stop them from destroying things and building itself up to be a stronger thing? But that leads me to think, like, obviously, these Eidolons, which I personally think an Eidolon is probably a soldier type or a warrior class sentient. These Battlelists, obviously, I mean, battle is in their name, but I feel like these are the little pawns. These are the little goers and doers and scout type, sentients. They could be the soldiers, they could be the foot troops. And think of these Eidolons as like the artillery, as like the doers, the ones that accomplish, the ones that win the war. That's what these Eidolons are. And these things are coming alive. That is a big deal. You gotta think of Hunhao as like a general, and then maybe these Eidolons as like I said, like generals or whatever in the army. And then, like I said, all the others are little foot soldiers. But these Eidolons are a big deal, and you better believe that maybe even in the future Plains of Eidolon, but probably even as they create more open world spaces, we're going to see more and more Eidolons. We're going to see, you know, these Eidolons grow in number, probably grow in size. It's just, who knows? This is crazy because, like I said, they're trying to take over. They're trying to grow and adapt. Now, one thing I also want to point out, which was shown in the art panel, is these Sentients at some point are going to be a fully fledged faction that we will probably see a lot more of. And the reason why I say that is because they have a couple of these pictures, which I'll put up, that are sentient. Oh my! just got knocked down 3 times. You got to be freaking kidding me! I hate Jesus. Anyways, sorry about that. Fourth wall. Actually, it's like not even fourth wall because it's game within. I'm talking about game within game. Anyways, these tile sets are, I'm gonna call them fragments because Hunhao refers to the different sentient beings, such as the Batalists and Conquilists or whatever, as fragments. He even refers to the sword war as a fragment of of the sentient. So them, to a degree, like each individual sentient is a fragment, and a fragment is a part of a whole, and the whole is the sentient race. So if these tile sets of these massive, I mean, they're big enough that we're going to be exploring them as Warframes. These things are going to be huge, which means the Sentients have, at least at one point, amounted to a huge, massive, you know, like whether it be an army or just, maybe not even, maybe there was the original Sentient, that's why I'm saying this one that they sent into the void or whatever, that grew so massive that it was one giant sentient being, and then after the Old War it was destroyed and it became multiple sentients. But I think personally it was one sentient, you know, creating maybe like a mothership hive mind type thing, and then on top of that creating Eidolons as generals and other you know, other soldiers. But ultimately it was crafting a massive army, many of which probably had a huge scale, but many of which were probably, like I said, the little scouts, the little movers and doers, when the other, you know, artillery pieces like the Eidolons were getting things done, mission accomplished, you know, like one and done type deals. But anyways, I just thought I would kind of, you know, share those ideas with you, share what I learned at TennoCon, because the artist put out a lot of information out there that I feel like a lot of people just are not aware of. I do have a video up in case you guys are curious of the entire art panel, and I talked about everything from that. Some of the stuff has already been revealed and brought into games, some of it has not. But some of that is, you know, the sentient stuff, and I already showed you the pictures, but there's some other things in there you guys might be curious. I have a playlist, so you could check that out as well, of everything from TennoCon, in case you know, maybe want to search and see if you missed a factoid or whatever from there. But ultimately, yeah, these Eidolons are sentient. These sentients are going to become, from just you can piece the puzzle pieces together and tell that DE is gearing up to make these things like something, enemies, the faction to be reckoned with, and they'll be making a full, you know, a full debut at some point, and these Eidolons are going to be, you know, something we got to deal with. This frickin' crawler, though, Jesus. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that should be really important to cover. I do want to point out, just while I'm thinking about it, is if you want, jump over to Twitch, because I'm going to be doing all sorts of Eidolon stuff. Sorry, that's my computer saying, hey, you've been playing games too long. Actually, it's just saying that it's getting a little warm. So, anyways, yeah, jump over. Feel free to follow my Twitch. Feel free to just stick around here too and check out a lot of this stuff from you know, Plains of Eidolon when it comes out. But I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see where these Sentients turn out. And let me know what you guys think. What do you think that the DE is ready to amount to? Because I mean, like I said, I think Eidolons are going to become more of a thing, more of an issue, more of like a boss type. Not necessarily, you know, one Eidolon only in the plains of Eidolon, and that's it. I feel like we're gonna find different remnants of them in the future, and maybe even meet other big deal Sentients. Like Hunhao, he's a big deal, but he makes it sound like he's not the only one that's calling the shots, and there are some that, like I said, they share a consciousness, but that doesn't mean that they share the same motives. Because Hunhao may have wanted something very specific and wanted to be very tactical about, you know, because of the whole Lotus thing. But the other Sentients may have been like, no, we want to go in, we just want to obliterate everything and anything, and we'll pick up the scraps later and build ourselves up when we have time. Who knows? But I am excited. I just, man, I can't wait to see new Sentient stuff. I mean, the Sentient are fascinating. What they're doing, how they're, you know, they're growing and becoming more of an issue with us, especially, you know, like I said, the giant Eidolons. But as they develop, oh man, I'm just excited. Maybe we even get some cool Sentient stuff ourselves, such as, you know, because we're going to be killing Eidolons. There's a possibility we're going to get special materials or something to craft up maybe Eidolon or like Sentient, you know, sets, or maybe even Sentient weapons. I mean, they were talking about the arm things. Remember the stuff how they were talking about in the dev stream a while back, the giant arm attachments or whatever that we could break off of a Sentient and turn into, like, guys, maybe that's part of the Eidolon weakness deal. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but I think it's coming. I think it's on its way, and guys, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I don't want to get too hyped. I don't want to get too hyped, but I figured that talking about the Sentients and what they are and what they're all about is very important for those of you who don't really know too much about them. And if you're going to be jumping into Plains of Eidolon and you have no idea what a Sentient is, maybe this helped you out a little bit. Maybe if there is a big Sentient, you know, presence maybe in the near future, at least you guys have a better general idea of what is going on. So, yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. A little bit long, but this was there was a lot of stuff to talk about in this episode, and I felt like it was very, very relevant. And yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free, if you you know, are new to the channel, to drop a subscription. I like to just jump in, do some fun game time type stuff. I like to be on the ball with some of the updates, especially the Tenogen. I love the Tenogen, so feel free to check that stuff out on the channel and subscribe. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys who just, like I said, just showed up, and thanks you to those who are returning subscribers. So until next time, guys. Blah!